I was sitting thinking to myself, and as y'all heard me say before, when we think, we travel. But as I was sitting thinking to myself, and I was traveling through the thoughts that I was having, it was taking me to different timelines, like we do, you know. When we think, we go to different timelines, we go to different experiences. Some that we have had, some that we ain't had yet. But if you follow, if you know, you know. You know, when we think, we travel. You know, in that sense, we time travelers. But in my travels, I was realizing that I don't have comfortable conversations. You know, and I was realizing how uncomfortable that I didn't realize I may have provoked people to feel in the uncomfortable conversations that I like to have. But to me, uncomfortable conversations are normal because they teach us about us in ways that comfortable conversations never will. You see, the comfortable conversations are usually conversations that we are using and exchanging with people to continue to hide behind the things that make us uncomfortable in the first place, the things that cause us comfort in the first place, but also the things that's meant to help and assist us to grow in the first place. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. But I don't have comfortable conversations because I can't grow from them. I can't grow just talking about, you know, what it's normal to talk about and all the abnormality that has to do with a lot of the things that we have made normal, you know, a lot of the things that we have seen, because we've seen it so much it became normal, but ain't nothing good, ain't nothing right about it. You know, a lot of the things that we have heard, we heard it so much that it became normal, but it ain't no fruit in it, you know. So I don't have comfortable conversations. These are the things that I address in myself, and I address in those that I come into contact with. And if you come in contact with this message, then this applies for you. You know, this applies for you, not to you, for you. You hear me? But I just can't talk about comfortable things. I just can't talk about the things that feel good. You know, because without the help of what wasn't, then what would give the conversation meaning? You know, it's okay. I ain't saying it ain't okay to talk about the things that's good, but it ain't no comfort in talk about the things that's good if you can't grow from it. And usually, as y'all heard me say before, when it's good, we ain't growing from the goodness. We ain't even learning no lessons from the goodness. You know, people ain't appreciative, people ain't thankful, people ain't grateful, people ain't considerate, people don't have gratitude. You see, people don't show courtesy, and I ain't saying people don't, but I'm saying people don't. If you don't listen, you gonna miss it. You heard me? So we can't have anything that we would consider good without the help of what wasn't. You hear me? So in my journey, I've learned to be appreciative to it all. You know, I learned to be appreciative for the intended help and the unintended help. You hear me? Thank humanity. You know, if you came here to master itself, if you came here to ourself, Lord and Master, you came here for mastery of yourself, then this will relate and resonate to you real well. You hear me? Wherever you at on your journey. But I came through to just say a few things. You know, it takes strength from being an open book, because I say that for me because to me it take more effort to conceal and hide, you know, what's really in the pages of oneself. So I take honor in being an open book. You hear me? It might be to a default to a certain degree. It might have been a default setting to a certain degree, but I learned how to make it custom according to my life. You know, but yeah, it take more effort to conceal and hide behind masks. You know, I wanted to say mirrors, but mirror can apply too, because you know it's some great mirror artists. You know, it's some great mirror artists too. But eventually, you know, it ain't good to be as such, because eventually, you know, one could get lost in the chapters of their own pages. You hear me? So I say that to say self-worth has needs too. You know, if you ain't heard it before, you hearing it here. Self-worth has needs too. It requires effort, it requires determination, and it requires your time. So let self-worth be your spell word. You hear me? You ain't gotta worry about what nobody else doing, what nobody else saying. You know, so forth and so on. You hear me? You know what type of people you got in your life. You heard? More so, know what type of person that you are. You know, I used to find myself asking myself what's more important, what's going to be more important to me. You know, the mental, the spiritual, or physical. You know, and when I came to a conclusion about that question, I started living according to the conclusions that I came to. So my question is, what's more important to you? Your mental world, your spiritual world, if you have one, or your physical world? What's more important? You know? When is the last time that you told yourself you love yourself? When is the last time that you told your life that you love your life? Because I love myself and I love my life. See, these are the type of, this that uncomfortable shit, but it should be every day. The ancestors' everyday life was spirituality. Ain't nobody told me that. My soul just know that. When is the last time you told yourself, I love me? And spoke life, and spoke love over your life. I love my life. Regardless of what I'm going through, regardless of what I have, regardless of what I don't have, you know, regardless of where I would want to be, regardless of where I would want to see myself. You know, when is the last time you told yourself you love your life? It ain't no need of y'all laughing that's in the back, you hear me? Because some of us ain't never said it at all. You hear me? So we can find some humor in it, but it's a real question, you know? Some of us ain't never said it at all. And I hope some of us who ain't never said it at all come across this message. If it's true, especially if it's true about you, because you can start the day. You hear me? You know, stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness, 3 times to the Cosmic Conscious family and soul tribe. Stillness and abundance, love and light to the new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Welcome to the family. Salute. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness to the peekaboos and passerbys. You hear me? Ain't no need to keep coming through, you know, passerby and peeking. Go ahead and hit the subscribe channel. Press the like button. It don't cost you nothing. You hear me? Yeah, I just came through to talk to us for a little bit. You know, we don't see a lot of things as human beings. We don't see a lot of things as individuals. You know, in the house and outside the house. You know, and around the world. You hear me? But I can't help. I remember some things before I came here. And I found myself saying that is because, you know, we all are keys. And if we all are keys, then we all gonna be keys for other keys. You know, we all are, or to think about it in the form of a puzzle, we all are pieces. And we're gonna all be pieces to other pieces. That's a piece of the puzzle. You hear me? So we need to pay attention. You hear me? We need to pay attention, you know, cause my biggest fight, if I was able to describe what my biggest fight was, my biggest fight would be not not the experiences that I've had, but extracting the lessons from the experiences that I've had so I can have something to share with you about it. Because a lot of times we go through things and we ain't learning nothing. So that's the hamster wheel. You know, that's the hamster wheel. You know, but my biggest fight would be against, you know, the things that we was taught to hide us from ourselves. Another way to say that. You hear me? So everything that I use as teaching tools is to reveal us to ourselves in a way that most people ain't talking about, in a way that most people ain't doing, because it's easy to externalize everything. How people looking in the sky, so forth and so on, you know. But my whole aim is to have us looking in ourselves, have us looking at ourselves. You heard? Because as I said, you know, the biggest fight that we have is to come into the recognition, to come into the awakening, to come into the wholeness, to come into the absolute, to come into the power of our divine self, you know, and our connection to source, and with everything in existence. That's our biggest fight. And we don't see a lot of things. We don't been through a lot of things to keep us from getting to that place. You hear me? If not, topics like healing, topics like self-work, topics like inner work, topics like shadow work, it wouldn't be so important. It wouldn't be important. So the time is now. You hear me? Self-work has needs too. Self-work has needs too. Your effort, your discipline, and your time. You know, cause it only look crazy. It only look crazy. And the crazy thing about what I just said, I was just showing that it only look crazy to those that ain't doing it. Self-work only look crazy to those that ain't doing it. Yeah. It take you. One-on-one, number one, the only one. You hear me? It take you. Feel good for no reason at all. You hear me? If you ain't hit the like button, you ain't hit the like button, it don't cost nothing. You ain't press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button, it don't cost you nothing. You hear me? We're gonna do it again tomorrow probably. And I'm just a reminder, you know. I'm just a reminder. The cheat sheet is self-work. The cheat sheet is self-work. And if you don't think self-work gonna be your cheat sheet, then I don't know what to tell you. But I wanna leave you with this question to think about. Would you wanna come back here and do this again on the same level that you started would you want to come back and do this again, this thing called life, on the same level that you started on? Think about that question. Would you want to come back and do this thing called life again on the same level that you started on? That's why self-work important. You hear me? And happiness is real. You can find it inside. I love y'all. Feel good for no reason at all. Thank you all. And until we do it again, peace, still abundance, love, like hell, and holy. My name is Saul. You heard?